they made the biggest mistake. They come back to, so he told my manager, we don't have to do it because we're the only ones having ginger beer.
Right. There's no competition.
No competition. A week. First week, no weather or light, that's where I had my first Diablo.
Wow. Welcome to the Success Times Happiness podcast, a platform dedicated to engaging discussions with inspiring individuals aimed at nurturing personal development. I'm Richard Thompson, your host, father of three, entrepreneur, world champion Ultraman, and passionate about all things high performance. Our mission is to empower both ourselves and you to unlocking our fullest potential, recognizing that this life is no dress rehearsal. While I may not have all the answers, this show serves as our collective journey to uncover them. Today we're sitting down with Dimitris Limnatitis, founder and co-owner of Diablo Co Ginger Beer, and for the famous Sunny Coast establishments, including Soul Bar, Machu Picchu, La Cantina, Piano Bar, and the Rooftop Bar. In this chat, we talk about what makes this man so successful, the brands, the bars, the products, his attitude to business generally, and his general attitude to hard work trumps all is simply infectious. We learn about his childhood and love for Cyprus and his family and how that love has inspired him to turn concepts in his mind into multi-million-dollar businesses. Let's get into it. Dimmy, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it. We haven't known each other for a long time, but from what I've learnt from you over these last sort of 6 months, it's an incredible story, I think, where you've got to and what you have had to overcome to get here. And hopefully today we can sort of unravel that a little bit.
Absolutely.
So let's start off with, firstly, your full name.
So my full name is Dimitris Limnatitis. I don't know why you're laughing. But
Sorry,
that's okay.
That is not great. Grew up
I was born in Cyprus.
in Cyprus.
Yeah, Cyprus is a small island below Turkey, next to Greece. We speak Greek. Yeah, everyone had a bit of a piece of the pie for Cyprus, anything from the Spanish, English, Turkish, you name it, everyone had a go at them since the Roman days, yeah.
And what was growing up? What was childhood like?
I mean, Chuck was incredible. Cyprus is like, what do you want in life? You have to go get it yourself. It's not how we extremely got it in Australia, I suppose. It's not like Medicare. It's not started uni and that kind of stuff. It's a lot of hard work. Started working when I was 11, I believe. I did both school and work. I had to buy my first bike. That's what I had to do. Just go to work and, yeah, make some money.
Siblings growing up?
Yeah, I've got another two brothers and a sister. I'm the second.
You're
I'm the second. Yeah, we all moved here, but they all went back to Cyprus. I'm the only one left here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you get to Australia?
9th of November, 1989.
What was the reason for that?
So, being hard-working family, my dad had a sort of clothing business. One of my jobs, as long as I remember, even I was 7, I was sewing for him at the factory. Yeah, we're building baby clothes. Probably 3 years before we moved here, we got this big contract in Middle East. We went and borrowed everything that we could. He bought machinery and everything else.
How old are you at this stage?
Well, I moved here when I was 19.
Okay.
Actually, before I went to the army. That's when it sort of started. And, completed the job, and 2 years down the tracks, didn't get a cent from him. So just sent us straight to the bottom. So we lost every single thing that we owned. And actually, I was the only one who had money in the bank to buy I bought the tickets for the whole family to come to Australia.
Okay, back up here. So your dad has this business and has a contract for the Middle East.
Yeah.
Contract
is not what you think here, man. Contract is it's a handshake. It's probably some piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything. It's a lot of over there. It's all about honesty and everything else. But when you went to Middle East and unknown people, and
But big enough to leverage and to go, okay, risk, like put everything on the line, double down for that contract and that opportunity, and then it all never paid.
never, not a cent.
And so what were you doing? Is that when you enrolled in the army, or how did that?
So just straight after I finished the army, I had 3 jobs actually. I was finished the army when I was 18, 18 and a half. I went before I was 17. Yeah, just under 2 years that I went to. And yeah, that's what I was just doing straight after that work, just to keep up, pay the bills for the family, not just for me. My oldest brother, he was studying, and my youngest brother, he was just finishing school as well. And then I had my sister was 13 at the time. Wow. So,
did you automatically assume that responsibility to take care of the family like that?
I would just feel that was the strongest, I suppose. And it's not a big deal, if that makes sense. You know, people thinking you automatically do it. You know what I mean? I'm the one who's loves working, hard working, and, you know, you get your envelope with cash and just give it to your mum and here's for you. And then I'll put something on the side for me and, yeah, just to pay the bills. And I just remember we had a fair bit of property.
Mm.
Yeah.
What did you learn from the army over there?
Look, the army is the best thing could happen to anyone. Army is not about learn how to fight. It's all about respect. It's all about life, you know. Learn, like sometimes just very simple rules. I suppose you respect your person above you or your elders. Doesn't matter big or small, or that's the way life is, I suppose. And then you get the respect back. It's the other thing I learned is you're hungry, you cook. You when your clothes clean, you got to wash them. And when I'm saying you're hungry, you cook, but you still got to go and get your food. You know, we out in away from, like, it's an hour and a half walk, and we just fit 4 of us, sometimes 3 of us, just what's it called, looking after, because we're with Turks there, Turkish. So a 16 and a half, 17-year-old with a gun and trying to stay up at night, all night. Being 17, we've just been little rats, and you've got to show who's not the boss, but we had to go and cross and throw rocks at him just to show that we're not scared of him, and only took a bullet. And it happened before, and just someone to return a bullet, but at least you tell them, hey, we're not scared of you. And we're 17, and that's what it's all about. It's just encourage and everything else. Yeah, you get out of the army and you see, you go in as a teenager, come out as a man, and I'm not exaggerating. It doesn't take long. Things change. It's not as harsh as I used to be back then, but I wish it stayed like that. Yeah. But anyway.
So then you came to Australia.
Yes.
What was the plan?
So I didn't want to go. I didn't want to actually come to Australia because I just finished the army. I got, a few jobs, and, my life just sort of started, I suppose, free man. And because the army is compulsory. No one wanted to go, but when you come out, as I said, you're a free man, pretty much. And we had no choice. I just remember the day we left, myself and my sister just didn't want to leave, all our friends and everything else. And it was definitely the hardest. Sorry. Sorry, man.
Sorry. Why was it that your sister, do you think, didn't want to leave?
We're the most outgoing, I suppose. A lot of friends and family, and the culture, I don't know, living. Leaving all your friends and your family, and to go to unknown. We didn't know anyone.
You speak English then?
No.
And where was that coming from?
What's that?
Was that mum and dad saying we're going to go to Australia?
My dad felt responsible and just wanted us to start a new life, I suppose. He passed 5 years ago. Yeah, we landed in Sydney and didn't speak English, didn't know anyone. We had a family friend of a friend that picked us from the airport. We went to their house for one night. And I remember next morning, they said, we're going to Social Security. So what's that? You go there, put your name, and the government pays you money. I was like, what? How does that work? Yeah. You're in Australia now. Okay, but what I deserve to get paid? Yeah, the whole family refused. It's straight up. We got a job. We got a house. 2 days. Like I said, we had £2,000, which is probably 3,000 Australia. It was $1,000 bonds. So we got left with. We had no choice. I got 3 jobs within a week.
So it's just the Cyprus way, you think? That
Yeah,
it's just not, you don't put your hand out for nothing.
It's an insult. I will never pick up a $50 note from the floor if I find it. It doesn't belong to you. You're going to work for it. You're in trouble after this.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
No, I don't tell my story. Not many people know, I suppose. It's not. We've got a way of, like everyone says, don't keep it in the bottle. You got to let it out. My mum said, just build a thick bottle. And
that was the environment.
Yeah, just don't let people know your problems. It's not. You don't need other people to worry about you. You know what I mean? So just all your life, you just keep it to yourself, and just put your head down. And if you got problems, just pretend everything is fine. And you know what? It's the best thing you can do. I understand letting makes you feel better. It just doesn't fix anything. You just got to deal with it. You have to learn to deal with your own problems. And then you realize before you do something, there's going to be your own problem. If it's going to be something stupid at school, a crime or anything like that, you don't have mum and dad. You don't have, friends as solicitors to get you out of whatever. You're just going to man up. But then it makes you think before you do it. If that makes sense. Here, we just do it and think later, I'm sure my dad is going to get me out, or I'm sure I'll get my solicitor. You hear that every second day in Australia. Back to Sydney, I suppose. My sister's the only one who wasn't working because she was only young. Just going to school. Just especially for both of us, was it hardest? I don't know why. You get to miss. I had no Facebook, no emails back then. I still can't write English, I suppose. I remember I used to tape. If people know what a tape recorder is these days. That's how I used to write letters back to Cyprus. Just get on the tape recorder and just send. Recording.
A voice message.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And then you post the...
Post the tape, yeah. But it was very hard to communicate over there. My mum's got 6 sisters and 2 brothers, so it's a big
Whoa.
family.
Yeah.
a lot of cousins, and and like I said, finishing the army is just a big achievement, I suppose, and especially when you finish high, it's hard to explain what you go through to the army to and like I said, it's not about it's all about disciplines. It's all about respect. It's all about working as a team, and reality is that's just every day. That's what you need to do every day in life. Biggest thing I got out of the army, and like I said, I wish it's compulsory for everyone. It doesn't have to be for 2.5 years.
How do you instill that on your children? Those lessons.
I'm still, I would say, tough to my children. If they want something, they have to do it themselves. I suppose they have to prove they can do stuff. Even, I've got a 24-year-old daughter, and then I've got a 5-year-old son, a 9-year-old daughter, and then 20-year-old son. Then they never got given. They owned everything. Like if I give them money, they have to own it. They have to work for it. They have to respect it. And I think I have achieved, especially the ones that moved out of home, because it's just so hard. You worry about them, what direction they're going to take, and it's sort of good, when people just said, "Oh, you met your son. It's just like you, and really nice kid," and it's you feel proud, I suppose. Yeah.
Sure.
You hear all these things, especially young kids that get in trouble and that sort of stuff. I remember when he was, sober, when he was 18, I met one of the head of the police that I know really well at sober, and he met my son, and I just said in front of him, I said, "I'll give you the authority if my son calls you in trouble, so you don't have to ask me to take him back and beat him up." And I was like, I said, "I mean it. I don't take." He laughed. My son didn't. So after my son left, I said, I'm serious. You got to do no special treatments. You know what I mean? But he's been nothing but respectful when he goes out to our clubs and that sort of stuff. So it's good. Yeah.
So take me back to Sydney. You got 3 jobs. Your sister's still going through high school.
Yeah.
That would have been hard for her.
Yeah, it went very, very hard for her because she wasn't going to, she knew better English than me, but obviously she had to learn it through school and that sort of stuff, and catching the bus at home and that sort of stuff, unknown. And at home, you ride your push bike from 5-year-old to go to school. Here is going to get dropped off, and don't let a kid, which is I wouldn't walk my kid walk to school here. So it's completely different from one. You trust your neighbours and everything else to I don't know anyone, and you hear all these stories. So yeah, you're scared, I suppose. Yeah.
And then how long did it take for you to come up north?
Probably I was down there for 10 years.
Okay.
in Sydney, and then I moved up here for 3, and then went back to Sydney because of work. But then I just come back again. So.
What were you doing for work at that point?
Well, I moved to this country. I've been a cabinet maker all my life since. That's my first paid job when I was 11, 12. As a cabinet maker. When I mean cabinet maker, chisels and getting the wood from scratch to build.
Yeah, right.
Build furniture. And when I come here, I was just shocked what people call cabinet making. That's why I think I've got a job straight away. But it's one of those things that my skills was just way over the top for here. I wasn't needed, I suppose. Everything is more
factory made
and that sort of stuff. So, but I did get a job straight away, which is great. Like I said, it's worked even a family friend on Ammo Theatre. So I had a cabinet making job, and then I did all the renovations after work for the theatre, and then at night time I work as an usher and whatever I needed to do until sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning, and 6 o'clock back to work.
Yeah, I mean, your work ethic, Dimmy, is I've seen a lot of people who work hard, but and this understanding of, it's wonderful to hear this story because it underpins and is a great example. It solidifies the reasons why you are so hardworking even now.
Look, I think if everyone was, even 50% the way I think at work, the world would be a better place. Everyone just expecting too much, you know what I mean? And somebody else going to do it for them. And if you want a successful business, money, it's not the answer. And anyway, that's why I never had the money to do it. It's always my initiative and the hard work. And, I'm glad it's obviously paid out after so many years. But even after so many years, still not easy,
It's still hard work.
It's still hard work. You just, create more work and just got to work harder. So, yeah.
So then you moved to the Sunshine Coast? Or
Yes.
you moved to Brisbane?
No, Sunshine Coast, straight to the Sunshine Coast, yeah.
And what caused that?
I used to live at Caringbah. I worked on Newtown, the traffic at work, and I did nothing. I spent, 3 to 4 hours a day in the car driving from and to work, and you get home and it's night time, so it's pitch black, and go to sleep and back again, And I just didn't like the lifestyle there. Everyone, you walk, everyone's heads is down. They don't look at you in the face, if that makes sense, which is the absolutely opposite where we sort of come from, It's, locking your car, for example. I'm not going to, still don't lock my car, but it's, you can't walk in the middle of city without worrying about, and then I want to obviously have children. Didn't want to, it's not a place to bring your children up anyway in Sydney.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back if it doesn't matter, how much you pay me. The lifestyle wasn't, I don't mind the hard work. I love the hard work, but not spending in traffic and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
How long? And what was the plan when you got up here?
So I was like I said, cap in Omega, and then I come up here and I was getting $13 an hour. And the only thing I could find cabin and mag is in the kitchen manufacturing.
Right.
Which is almost, I got a job, but it's almost like embarrassed to call myself a cabinet maker and putting kitchen cabs together. Anyway, and then I got into shop fitting as well. So I started doing shop fitting, working for other people. So I got into photography when I was 27. That's when I sort of had enough of the cabinet maker. So I'll just do something else. I always loved photography, but I never followed it. Long story short, picked up the camera. I did up in the Sunshine Coast a diploma photography. I lasted 6 months, and then got out and started publishing my own magazine. Instead, was the worst, like I'm still ever worst student, I suppose. I can't just sit still for 5 minutes and that kind of stuff. I'm very, very practical.
Yeah.
So, I started a wakeboarding magazine and then kiteboarding magazine. I ran that for 12 years. So I travel around the country and take photos and publish and that sort of stuff. So, that was definitely good fun. And this is what, when you go to work and you see someone is sad, you make your bed, you lay on it. If you're not happy with where you're working, do something about it. So no one's going to do it for you. I mean, it's incredible because I was so good on my cabinet making, I didn't want to let it go. But then I got into photography and I won awards and everything else straight up. And I think after 6 months, I would get front covers in magazines with motocross. I developed lots of stuff with people never done. And just be surprised. If you're passionate, you want to give it a go, how quick you can learn. And no one's going to do it for you unless you go out there and do it. Yeah.
The story you tell me then as well, that because you're married at this point around this time?
Yeah. Our first marriage, I was married in from Caringbah down in Sydney. Yeah. And I moved up there. Her sister had a place up here, so we moved up, and then we'd had 2 kids, and then she moved back there. We had a bit of a separation. Then we just, after I sort of started traveling. That's what I wanted to do. And then, we separated, and I'll stay on the Sunshine Coast, still running the magazine. Yeah.
And you were left sitting in the caravan park.
So what happened there, obviously, I had the magazine, and again, I had kids, used to do, my ex-wife used to do my paperwork and pay the bills. I didn't care if someone's stealing, I suppose. Anyway, that's what a lot of money was missing and everything else. And when we separated, and I wanted to take me to the cleaner, so I just shut the company and started again. And I moved into a caravan park in Coventry again with zero money.
A little bit better English.
A little bit of English, not better. But way. And look, it's the Coventry park again. You just got to, you're a boxer and you just get punched in the face. It's the only way to keep winning the fight. You have to get up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's going to get you up? You are.
Yeah.
Don't wait for somebody else. So I went back in the caravan, sort of started. Actually, I was running the magazine from the caravan park, and then until we got harder and harder with the divorce, and we just sold everything. And when I was during that, I was living at the caravan park. I was single for so many years. Live music was become my passion, and just go and see, live music on the Sunshine Coast, just getting...
You'd go and see the music whilst you were in that phase of life.
And then just getting less and less of just restrictions and just nowhere to go. And I started helping where the old store is now. It was a kind of a rundown strip club, and the sort of tenant that trying to do a bit of a live music. I helped them do that for a year, no money, just went in and just because I was passion. And then we did a bit of an agreement. I was living in the caravan park, no money. They hand me over the keys for a year.
For those who aren't local, I guess, this is on Ocean Street, which back then, this is what, circa 2010, 2011?
Yeah, 2011.
2011. Yeah. Ocean Street now is this really vibrant, very popular, multicultural, food-savvy street on the Sunshine Coast. Back then, as you said, before that, there was an old strip joint. It was a dive of a street.
Look, you go there on a Saturday night, you shoot a bullet, a shotgun, you won't hit anything. Or just
and on the coast generally back then, there wasn't a lot of places to hold live music.
No, absolutely no.
And that's where you come in, right?
So when I came in, I saw the place. I don't go where everybody else goes. I don't know. It's like going to a busy beach and everyone's swimming there. You don't have to swim because everyone is swimming there. I'm sure it's other better play. You just have to look for them. So I saw an opportunity and the only reason I helped them myself to get the live music going. And the actual place where I'm talking about, it was an old strip club. It was run by the bikies for a small time, and I'm like, no one would go there. I was going to meet a lot of homeless people just lying on the street and that kind of stuff. So as the people start getting financially in trouble, I thought I'll start looking to some investors. Hey, do you want to go into this? And the amount of people after me is not even funny. They just say you're joking. You don't know what you're doing. You never done this before. It's a dive. No one wants to go to Ocean Street. I was like, guys, this is an amazing. It's got an old liquor license. It's got nice acoustics. It's at 3 a.m. No one's got this license on the coast. Yeah, but it's Ocean Street back then. Yeah, but just have a bit of faith. What you're going to do is try and explain live music.
Had you seen, Demi, at that stage, the potential of the entire street, or are you just focusing on Soul Bar and what that could be?
I just definitely focus on Soul Bar. Don't forget, I had no money in my pocket, all right? Yeah. So I didn't even think. I just wanted to get that place go. Yeah. So long story short, I approached 6 different, people to put money. Investors. Yeah. Got laughed at. I had a couple of people looked at it and, whatever. So I ended up getting on my own. And I went on to shake the guy's hand and I said, well, give me the key for a year. Massive risk, you know. My current business partner, Alex, I did a lot of live music stuff with him. I met him at the Kiba across the road.
Incredible human.
Yes, amazing person. So I met him doing open mics. So we both helping doing. We did so many, me and him on the coast, live music events, like just volunteer help just to get the live music because he's a musician himself, but I wasn't anyway. So on the day we got given the key on Saturday after midnight, I went. He's one of them, obviously. On Wednesday, I think I slept every day 1 hour. We had every tradie, whatever we could, just went and heaps of places. I think I spent maybe $500-600 on lamps from Kmart. Everything was painting and existing, but I just worked right through the clock.
What I love as well about you, Dimi, there is that in that period of time and up until now, you are literally the one with the hammer as well.
Yep, I'm still on the tools.
Still doing it, yeah.
Still
100%.
doing tools, yeah. And I want to forget a young artist. His name is Ross. Again, through friends. I think he was 16 at the time. Still not having no money. He was, just black and white. He says, I can do some drawings for you. Why not? And now he's got a massive career, which is. I'm not saying I started him, but I'm just saying that was so good. A 16-year-old just given the opportunity to draw him, draw six. I can't even four artists: Bob Marley and Beatles, and we still got some pieces of that art into the new Solba. So that's the only thing that we spend the money and time on the actual stage for the music. Alex knew a lot about sound, so that's his background. He studied at
of sound.
So he knew a lot about that. So we spent no money on light fittings or anything like that, just purely on the stage. Got a lot of friends that helped us build stuff, and I had an old PA that I use for my wakeboarding things. I've done a lot of events, and we started a music association with Alex, and I bought some equipment just to do some events for free because there's just nothing on the coast. So I offer my PA to so many people, and then I just put it in there. On the MBA opening on Wednesday after the Saturday, we got given the keys. Our first night being a Wednesday night, and it was open mic. It was a line all the way down the street. I just still can't forget it. And then 6 years later, it was still the same line. So open mic is one of our passions. Me and Alex, we help so many young musicians to come through.
Open mic being that you welcome artists.
That's correct.
Just to do their own little bit.
Yeah, a few artists. And then Wednesday night is open mic. Still is one of our strongest nine today. So weekend comes and same thing. It was line after line. I did not stop. I was the first one to go there, like 6 o'clock in the morning. On the weekend, I won't get home until 4 o'clock, and it's crazy. In the morning, yeah. Just we had a 3 a.m. license, and the players are just buzzing. So many people, like friends, and music just brought so many people together.
Yeah.
No violence, no fights. Yes, people had a good time. We got a bit, obviously, through the licensing, that kind of stuff. Police, they were a bit harsh to start with, but then we got to know, hey, we're doing everything that we could, right? We complied, and until today, we're well known for not, complying, and the things that we do doesn't create violence and that kind of stuff. So it doesn't matter if it was a heavy metal event or reggae. Everyone was there for the same reason, and they had something in common, if that makes sense. So
locals will know, but I can't put it high enough what a landmark venue Soul Bar has been for the Sunshine Coast for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
It's been, voted People's Choice for the best regional venue in the state from the Queensland Music Awards. Like it's not
Absolutely.
nothing.
No, it's
what
not.
you've been able to create.
Look, if you look at the names that come through, I see even up from open mic, and now they're traveling the world, and before they got big. Anyway, long story short, within second week, every single one of those what do we call them? People to give me money. My God, investors. They approached me.
The 6 people.
Every single
hey,
one.
Dimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, what do you reckon?
Can I jump in on this?
Yeah.
Sorry, and also I think you told me in the past that it was, here are the keys for a year. You're paying rent for the year, but after the year, you've got to front up.
It's either we come up with a figure.
Yeah.
And says it's either you give me this figure,
which is 6 figures.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you keep the key, or you give me the key back. They had nothing to lose because they were going broke.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it was a big lease they had. So
you're paying for the opportunity to keep it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I did have to get the license transferred to my name because I didn't want to take that responsibility. Anyway, within a week, like I said, with the first week, I started getting approached, and then that's when Alex just sat down with me and said, "Hey, we need to do this
together.
I want to," and I was like, "Open arms." He's back then he was young as well and didn't have, the finances, and obviously it was a way to put a deposit for our so that he put in for the lease to come across, and within 2 weeks, because we couldn't wait any longer, otherwise they couldn't. It was nothing in contract, nothing signed. If I knew you back then, you'd say, "Jimmy, what are you doing?"
I would be saying that to you.
And I was just like,
I still say that to you, dude.
Yeah. And I said, "Yeah, but I shoot the guy's hand." All right. Okay. So after that, I did him a favor as well, because he had all this another 5 years to go. So, he would have lost everything.
Yeah.
So we transferred the lease under our name, and that's when I think I met my wife on the first week of opening.
So the first week of opening of Soul Bar, you're doing 3-hour sleeps every day because you're working
3 hours. I was like sleeping in. So one night just went. I had a nap for half an hour just to keep it going. Yeah.
Wow. And you're living at the caravan park.
Yep.
Still, you signed Alex as a business partner at that point?
Once I opened the Soul Bar, I moved into a friend's garage.
Perfect.
Upgrade.
I
upgraded. Yep. Still on his garage downstairs. It was all water leaking and everything else, but it was good. At least he did have a toilet there and a shower. I didn't have to share that.
2 opens, and how do you meet Charlene?
So I actually met Charlene couple of weeks before opening at the Kiba as well, because that's another story I have to start. So I met Alex at the Kiba. Alex met his wife at the Kiba. So I met my wife at the Kiba for first day.
Yeah.
So after we opened Soul Bar, I met her. I come back. That was, I think, on the opening. I invited her on the opening, like I did with everybody else. But went from there. So the biggest issue we had there was no food on Ocean Street. And joking, I'll have people come in at 6 o'clock, and I'm talking about not young, just even, in the late 30s, 40s. At 3 o'clock, I had to tap them on the shoulder. I was like, "Guys, we need to go, we're close." So across the road, there was a place doing pizzas. I used to go and buy the pizzas and just give it to customers, or I think it was only like $6 something, cheap, and trying to work with them. They wanted the customers to go. Anyway, long story short, they ended up closing down, the Kiba was. So the Kiba closed down, and it was no food. There was only the Kiba and the Soul Bar. So the Kiba is gone. The only thing is left is Soul Bar. So I just said, there's so many people. Like, guys, it's opportunity. I've got people lining up, everything. So that's when me and my wife got to our brains together, and we opened the piano bar. We opened on the first anniversary of Soul Bar.
Oh, wow.
We opened the piano bar together. Yeah, obviously, her Italian background and my heritage Cypriot. We just did a Mediterranean tapas and wine bar. So that, I think the piano bar probably is something more. I'm proud of Soul Bar, but I think piano bar was something else because actually I rang my mum a few days before we opened. We had a consultant come in and do our food, and I went to Mediterranean tapas. Amazing food, really good chef, and nothing Mediterranean. I wanted rustic, and I wanted, actually I had to show them how to make a Greek salad. So 2 days before we opened, I was disappointed. So I rang my mum and just getting recipes for her, and I said to my chefs, "This is what we're going to do." "No, we're not." I said, "Please trust me, we're doing it." So yeah, and just that along, the recipes from my mum and what I grew up eating and that kind of stuff, anything from octopus to souvlaki lamb on coals the proper way is just phenomenal. And again, we bought a vibrant and we had the jazz music there and just a bit of all the different growths in between soul bar and piano just become this little monster.
Yeah, so essentially for again people that don't know the layout, soul bars on the top of the street on one side and piano bars essentially across the road. So yeah, sort of two places on either side of the street.
Yeah, and look, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of people to these days, they wait for something to be running and working before they jump in. Now, if you want to do, yes, you've got to take risks, but make sure they're good risks. Make sure you do your research and everything else. For me, for some reason, I can see things so far away and how it's going to work. Every single thing I've done so far, it kind of worked. And as you know, in the third year of when we started our first anniversary, we started the Ocean Street Wheel Festival, which is that was my baby as well. It was the biggest one-day festival in the country. It reached up to 50,000 people in one day. I don't know if many people went to it. And again, it was all about culture, about food, and yeah, it was amazing. And then still people just like, not sure if it's gonna happen. And the Big Top had all these different directions, and that's when I met up with the Big Top people, and I said, would you take Soul Bar across the road? Because we were outgrowing ourselves. And I think the third year, that's when we moved the Soul Bar across to a bigger place, bigger capacity, and
still on Ocean Street.
Still on Ocean Street, just literally across the road on the entrance. And us, we're doing it. They put it up, we had this plan, and the only agreement that I had, we do this, but we keep it all authentic. Don't bring McDonald's and everything else. I helped bring some other people in. But still no one will put their hand up, I want to lease. So I put my hand up and I say, you know what? I'll do another restaurant. South American restaurant. What do you know about South America? I love the language. Again, culture. We called it Machu Picchu. We flew in Brazilian chef. And again, it was another success story. And it wasn't that hard because it's authenticity, and then it was a story about every dish that we did, about every drink. Same thing, obviously, piano bar it was all about the dishes and the stories, where we're getting it from. And all of a sudden, we had Soul by Machu Picchu, and then we had also just what we do. We just turned it to a nightclub, I suppose. We had to, and just something for the younger ones, and that took off again.
Where did the rooftop bar come in?
So before the rooftop bar, I started La Cantina.
Oh yes.
So La Cantina
next to Old Soul.
It's not next. It's part of Old Soul. Yeah. Also, so we had this old driveway, and it was nothing but rubbish, and it was even old Willie's trolleys and that stuff. It was for parking, and I keep saying to Alex, we need to do something. So anyway, he went away for a week. I got my nail gun out. And literally I built that, I don't know if people went to La Cantina, we built that in a week.
Wow.
I got a Underneath we went and bought this chip pavers. Again, we just lay out with sand and put pavers, and all the furniture just made out of palings from
Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican look.
So you essentially you've created Old Soul's now a nightclub because the Soul Bar proper is across the street.
Yeah.
Then you've created on the side of the nightclub, outside, I guess, is La Cantina.
La Cantina. It's all outdoor. It's outside.
Yeah.
I mean, create this little bar, and again, authentic. Tacos are tacos. Not much to it. Just keep it that way.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. The kitchen is tiny. I mean, you go to Melbourne, and the restaurants will be running 300 covers. It'll be like 3 square meter kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we come up here, and then everyone just builds these massive kitchens for whatever reason. Anyway, so we keep it again authentic. So we had the obviously the European, the Mediterranean, then we had the South American. So and then a Mexican. Mexican is not something I wanted to do because there was so many Mexicans around. So I didn't want to do Mexican, but then I thought, I want to do an authentic Mexican. So that's a big difference, No one had South American before. No one had Mediterranean type. It's still done. So, yeah, that's still running today. So the rooftop bar started probably the fifth year. It was an opportunity with, our current landlord building something, and we just got talking again, and he just wanted some good operators and sort of designed the rooftop. Was the first rooftop bar on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah,
as well.
So it's in a really, really
seventh floor. Yeah,
7th floor, top of the building.
Yeah.
And how was that experience?
I just love creating something new, and actually that's when I started. Before that, that's when I started Diablo at La Cantina, and when we opened rooftop bar, I want to have something unique. So that's when I started Eros Vodka. So our first pour vodka is something that we create, just to be different, I suppose.
We'll get onto that. Talk to me about this, the dynamic between you and Charlene in a business sense, because you said, Piano Bar was the first thing that you guys did together.
Yeah.
How does it work?
Look, I think I would say she's the one with the brains.
I was going to say that you both complement each other.
And with, the sense, and I've got no financial I don't even know. I've never looked at my account, never will, I never, just got to have someone to trust and look after the money, and Alex looks after the sort of sober side of things, and
I just love that you are who you are, Dim, because that is the 17-year-old coming home from the army with the envelope of cash, giving it to your mum, saying, "Sort it out. I've done the hard work. You guys,
that's it. You deserve it. Yeah,
you guys sort this."
Well, they brought me up. Let's face it. They pay for my nappies. They pay for my all that sort of stuff.
This is your mum we're talking about, not Charlene.
This is for my mum. Yeah. And then they come, and it's their turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
but the provision for your family is so beautiful, and to be able to say, look, my job is to really work hard, and you guys Charlene in this instance can sort the money out.
Yeah, or now this is which is very, very hard. Like, I don't think my wife knows my whole story. We never sat down and talked about it. It's the story. It's not a big deal to me. It's, trying to understand who I am and why I do things. Money is not my drive. Passion is my drive. My pleasing people is my drive. In creating stuff that has never been done before, and like sort of taking risks, but good. I don't call them risks because I know that in the resort. And the same thing. My wife, it's the same as Alex. Alex is very holding back a little bit, but he trusted me. Like I said, when he went away for a week to not be like a Tina, I told him, like a Tina, he's like, because I did it when he was away because I didn't want to put it on him. I didn't want to have the responsibility for him. Okay, here's my vision. I'm not expecting you to to suffer. Because building a new venue is just headaches,
Sure.
finding tradies and that kind of stuff and trying to work and work with creating menus, you name it. We've done it all sort of thing. But then, when you go back, it's like, you're joking. It was transformation is just, but it wasn't that hard. But then we created something, no signs. That was my thing. Like, it was a little gate. You walk in, you blink, you miss. Again, no one's got to know. Well, that's not. I don't want people to accidentally fall in. I want people to know about it, why they come in here. We want to hear about it. We want to create something. It's wow. One person comes in, takes us as a friend, whatever. Then there's 2 people. Then there's 4 people, and the next thing is people lining up. But you got to do the right thing. You got to create that wow factor. You know what I mean? You got to create something that people deserve, like a Sunday afternoon sitting under this beautiful weather, drinking margaritas and tacos. You know what I mean? It would be nice if it's right on the beach, but I never had that opportunity yet. But yeah, just something that you see all around the world, and you just got to do it. Don't talk about it, just do it.
You definitely seem someone who just loves and thrives on creating something from nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have that vision, and you say, as you say, it's not a risk because you can see it. We've talked about so much success, and we've left that obviously yet talked about the biggest one, I guess, which is Diablo Co.
Yeah.
So which is a wholly produced, manufactured and produced on the Sunshine Coast alcoholic ginger beer.
Yes.
And on top of that, you've got your Azure Gin. You've got your Eros vodka. Eros.
Yeah, vodka, that's okay.
And Black Cockatoo rum.
Yep.
And these are my notes that earned the title of the highest selling drink at sellout Queensland events, Noosa Food, Wine Festival, Brisbane Beer Insider in 2018, 2019. People's Choice Award at the Australian Rum Awards for the Black Cockatoo in 2022. And then Diablo Co is just so familiar and well known across the country now for an alcoholic ginger beer. What made you decide to start making your own?
So we started La Cantina. The first year we had a Christmas party. Again, I'm not mentioning names. This is my opinion. Obviously not supposed to drop in names, and everything else is not our position. So Brookvale was out. I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't care. He's not that in trouble. That's the truth. That's the fact. So Brookvale started come out, and then we had Brookvale on top, and it's going extremely well. And had a Christmas party, and then we had everybody else. We had 100 people working for us at the time, so it was 100 people coming to our Christmas party between all our venues. So Ben for Jack Daniels, amazing guy. He came in. You know what? I run the bar for you guys. You guys have fun and throw bourbons and whatever they could have. And then Kurt from was another company as well. He come along as well, work behind the bar, just throwing all these things. At the time, it was only Sunshine Brewery, Sunshine Coast Brewery, not Sunshine, the one at Kunda Park. Greg, absolutely, just throws beers. And then I thought, what happened to Brookvale? No, I remember talking to my manager. No, they won't give us a keg. I said, it's fine. It's not. I'm not after the free thing. And I said it's silly. It's an opportunity for them. It's all my staff. And they made the biggest mistake. They come back to. So he told my manager, we don't have to do it because we're the only ones having ginger beer.
Right. There's no competition.
No competition. A week. First week, no weather or light. That's where I had my first Diablo. So,
wow.
Again.
Was Alex in the country still?
Yeah, he was in the country. He didn't want anything to do with it. Here we go, Dimmy. And I remember sitting in the office. We had meetings, and I just brought this ginger beer. I did use, at the time, we used white rum, Mount Gate white rum base. So it wasn't distillery then. And it was people asking me why Diablo. So I was making it the ginger beer. I didn't want to be traditional, be like me. I thought I want to do something else. And then when I come up to infuse it in chilies and give me that kick, it's like, that's the Diablo in you. and that's how the name came out,
Right.
because of the heat and everything else. And it's gluten free. Today we are a distillery. We distill our own spirit. We infuse ginger, chili, and 13 different ingredients. Today, touch wood, no one saw the opportunity to do the way we're doing it. Only because everyone's doing it. It's a brewery. They buy ethanol and syrup and they mix it together. But as you said, Diablo Ginger Beer is well known to the rest of the country. So many people in Victoria, and we're still a small business. So we started distillery. The things I haven't told many people, I've got some rum in the barrels, and probably today is the first day that I'll ever say to anyone, my aim is my rum to be in the top 10 rums in the world.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, just give me a year, and we have another discussion. Okay,
we'll get you back on.
What do I know about rums? Nothing. Again, I got a challenge by a president of the association. He called me a amateur. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't like the challenge.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
It's a red flag to the bull.
Yeah, that's it. So you don't know what I'm doing. It's like I every single business I did is all working with other people. There's no secrets. I can give you my recipe. It's not, you know what I mean? Why? Even when I started my photography, it was just this secret about how to do things, And I still remember to this day trying to ask a fellow photographer and then just attack you. It's like, how dare you? Man, it's just a camera. If you don't tell me, just find out. Yeah. And not many people know, but I had a front cover on a motorbike. I pulled a remote control car apart and I used the lever and bolted onto my camera and I put it on someone's chest with a bike.
Yep.
And this is 20-something years ago, all right? And as he was jumping, I was taking photos.
Right.
All right? And
with the camera on him.
My camera on him. Was no remote control cameras then.
Yeah.
I was only 27, I think 28 at the time. I looked everywhere. No money again. I looked everywhere to patent the idea worldwide. It took 10 years after that for the first camera to come out with wireless. Yeah. So again, I didn't have the the financial side of things. And
no, but I love the mentality of, which is obviously been so consistent in your life of, there's a problem here, but it's up to me to fix it.
Yeah.
It's not, well, we can't do it. That's not the answer. We can do it. There'll be a way, and it's up to me to do that.
Yeah. And that's, the latest invention that I've got, finally I got to patent it, is our no shake shaker. It's the latest hospitality. We can't get staff. We can't get experienced staff. We can't get staff that will turn up or they want to work. So I just feel responsible to come up with something that creates that consistency. So I'm not the big company, or the big companies, the way they fix things, I'll give you a discount, all right? I'll give it to you away or whatever, cheap. But that's not fixing any problems. Still you can't train staff, still can't convince someone to rock up at work, still can't serve the good drinks quick enough. So this invention is... it's a nitrogen infuse. We created this device. You put all your ingredients in there
for a cocktail,
for a shaker, and you push the button. It goes 10 seconds, spins, shakes it for you, but nitrogen infuses it. Anyone can make a cocktail, and when you see the cocktail finish, it's got shaken better than any human hand. So your dish, you can do it. Glassy can do it. Anyone can just go and do it. And that's the latest thing, has been taken off for us. And between that and pre-batch cocktails that we do, again, just you see a problem, just go and work with it, fix it, trying to find a solution. So I've done in my life, I find a lot of solutions, how to do different things. And sometimes just and click. If you come and tell me a problem, I'll have an answer. I don't know why. Somehow I'll find an answer.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are today. Like you said, just before I got here, we've got one of our customers opening a new venue. And that's when I met your friend Pebby was there. I said hello, he's doing the launch.
Yeah.
And I looked around. I'm the only company, again, then on my knees, drilling and installing and investing and, and putting installation for them to do, putting the taps in, and everybody else, here's a free product. And, so I'm here to help them as a new business because I know what it feels like to start a new business, They've got it's a very sort of similar, or not similar, but they've got a model like sober, open arms. Let's work together. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the other successful things in my life as well. Sharing secrets is nothing is secret. It's people appreciate if you tell them upfront how to do it. Then have an enemy. It's.
There's value in sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharing that knowledge.
Absolutely.
And that experience.
Yeah. I mean, I did find it the opposite. My whole entire life is always going to be had to go over hurdles. And people see you to a point and then they judge you how lucky he is and that stuff. I just wonder if people only knew. And I don't have time to stop and say, man, do you know what I went through? That's fine. It's my problem when I through. But what gets me, it's kind of, I wouldn't say the jealousy, but people have done things, they haven't achieved it as quick. And, like I said, someone comes up to you, or amateur, it's like, dude, help me then, sort of thing. Or I bend over backwards for so many people. The minute it doesn't go their way, I'm the worst person in the planet because you got everything and I don't have everything. I still work my butt off. I still do, 6 days, 7 days sometimes to go to it.
Driving up the coast of Queensland.
I drive from here all the way up to Cairns, I was still at Early Beach, 11-hour drive straight and carry stuff with me just to go and see a customer and everything else. But, the other, we've got with, hopefully we get in with P&O, the same thing, a massive company, they had a problem. I'm not going to mention it yet, but I had to come up with something so they can fix a massive problem the multi-million-dollar company had. And now I could fix it and just come up. Well, that's what you need to do.
The cabinet maker comes.
But it's like blown away. It's like, well, that's got to do. Just ask. Yeah. It's always a solution to something, Like it's more than one way to skin a cat, I suppose. And I think a lot of people are comfortable. Or that's how everybody else is doing it. You don't have to do that. If someone's jumping on the cliff, you don't have to follow it. You know what I mean? Look around you, see what else, different ways. But like I said, my thing, I'm more proud of what I do. Just my passion, I suppose. It doesn't matter what I do, you got to be passionate. It's the whole family is working with us now. Charlene's brothers, and even my father has been with us for so many years. He's sort of retiring this year. My son, I started working with him when he did the first Diablo. He's 21 this year.
Amazing.
And he's probably one of the youngest distillers, and he's the one who created that rum that I'm telling you about. And he's passionate and sort of proud of it. And I want to get my other kids into working hard, I suppose. And just we went to a swimming carnival, and all the parents said, so good, is she good? Oh my God, your daughter, she's going to win it. Doesn't matter. I'm not here for winning. I just want her to experience. I said the fact that she's talking to friends and she's she did come second, and then she went to a relay, but that's you've got to do the things for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. So I do not care if she come last or first. The fact that she was there enjoying herself, and you got there supporting her, that's bigger than anything. But then you got all these parents. It's all about. So I guess people see a different perspective, I suppose. So yeah.
Without saying too much, where is Diablo headed?
Look, Diablo it actually stands for his name. It's a big devil. Diablo means devil. It's look. We will go in internationally very, very, very soon. But I just feel I'm a small team, a family team. We never, like I said, we always go into our business and just create our own money, if that makes sense. So especially Diablo just being reinvesting in the company the last so many years and just getting bigger and bigger. I'm still reinvesting in it. Just going to continue every year. Like I said, we've got 10 like yours as well. We've got 16 medals. We just went 1 year. It's nothing to do about the medal. We enter 17 product, 16 gold medals. And we thought, at least I'm in the right direction, sort of thing. So everything they seem to be doing is going along with what the market needs, I suppose. So I couldn't tell you. I don't do it for that reason. I don't do it to be bought out. I don't do it because I want to become a millionaire. I just do it because I love doing it, and I continue to do what I love doing. Otherwise, it's not worth living, I suppose.
Maybe a new venue.
Oh,
maybe.
Or we've got anyway. So maybe let's not say too much.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It is very exciting. Yeah. It's
a testament. It's a testament to your hard work, Tim, and everything you. I can see that people would say to you, "Oh, you've got everything, right?" and not understand the backstory, not understand how hard you've worked for so many years. To be that person and have the resilience to be that person with no money sitting in the caravan park or in your friend's garage, and have the ability to take another risk. And to see the future of what Soul Bar could be and Ocean Street could be. Because as I said, Sunshine Coast is a very, as much as there is a little bit of multicultural people here, the cuisine is very limited. And Ocean Street has just brought a huge part of that out.
So I created a lot of fans, all right? A lot of people, and I don't care. It's not the reason I'm doing it, but that's how I do it for. And I'm surprised how many haters I created because apparently I'm taken away from the business because I did something different, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Trying to work with them to start with, and they said no, and then I moved away, and I was, what are you doing? And then the next thing is, I know it's areas on the coast, you took away from us, and you know what I mean? But then I've got so many other...
Yeah. I think whenever you step out of the norm, and... you're going to have a lot of supporters. You're going to have some element of haters, and I think that's just human nature, that they're somewhat jealous or that otherwise uncomfortable with what you're doing.
It is, but I take a lot of things personal. If someone talks about me and they're not happy, I'll jump in the car, drive in the face, and say, "Okay, what's the problem? Why? What I've done to you? I never met you before in my life. Why are you talking to me about that? Why are you worrying? Oh." I don't like someone talking about me that I've done nothing wrong for them, And then you go in face and say, different story, really? I had no idea. So don't judge people if you don't know. And I always find the same thing. If I'm not happy with someone, this is one of my, I don't know if it's weak, if it's bad or good. I'm a straight shooter. Like I tell people how it is, and people don't like it. So not many, not everyone, but I'm just like, I can sit here and tell you how great you are. It's great, but if I tell you something that is not right, just take it on. I'm not going to lie to you. Just being a straight shooter is not necessary, but I hate people bullshitting on that as well. So just tell it to someone's face, you get over it, and be surprised how many things we change. And
you're a salty earth guy and such an amazing human, man. And it's that hard work. It's that no bullshit approach.
I think so, man. And look, my little boy, the most proud thing ever had, he won an award for having a big heart.
Oh, Tim.
And I said to my wife, I don't care if he doesn't go to university. That's the biggest achievement. He's 5. And he says...
He got an award for having a big heart.
Yeah. His teacher rang and sent an email, said he took this boy under his arm and looked after the kid, and then he would just do anything for anybody else. And it's like, it makes you cry. And he's thinking, there's nothing else in life but getting that award is, what other successful thing you can do, you know what I mean? And if you teach your kids that way, that's all I need. That's all I want. Money is nothing. Money and happiness is all about that stuff. It's all about your family. It's all about your kids. And, So, that was one of the most proud moments out there, we have. My daughter might win the swimming, and I'm not going to, hope she's not listening. No, you're never going to be as excited as a father. Doesn't matter what you win. I'm coming first in maths. Okay, that's fine. But that alone is, you can't teach someone. You can't create it. You know what I mean? You have to, I don't know. It's
amazing.
Yeah.
Before you go, a few very short questions. I usually do send them to guests, but I didn't send them to you, so we'll see how you go.
Yeah.
And I think you touched on it with passion, but number one tip for someone wanting to be more successful in their life, what would you give them?
Believe yourself.
Okay.
I think it's and the reason. Don't do things for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
It's that's my thing. Yeah.
Number one tip for someone looking to be happier in their life.
Well, I can tell you, money is not making people happier.
Yeah.
It's and what is success? Money for me is not success. What success is when people telling you creating an amazing venue or an amazing product. The amount of people get married at sold by is just like people meet at sold by first time.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
creating that.
Yeah, bringing that sort of stuff. Because like I said, the two people going there for the same reason. They've got something in common
Brings them
already.
together.
And emails we got about, if it wasn't Diablo through COVID, got me through that. That's the sort of stuff makes me happy, sort of thing. Yeah. So that's success, yeah.
And the most influential person in your life?
Oh, that's very, very tricky question. And what do you mean? So who influenced me to
be you?
I don't know, probably my mum. It's my mum. She was one of the first back. We lived in Africa for 5 years. When I was born, I went to Africa, and if people haven't seen Cyprus, you go to Africa, it's completely new. People open your eyes. You can't walk down the street anyway. She was the first. She worked as an officer as a female. She's done a lot of. She put herself out there because back then females weren't supposed to be working. They're supposed to be stay home and that kind of stuff. So yeah, she's done. She's got 6 sisters and the same, very very similar. She helped family grow up and put them. She was always working, everything else and. But I think it's definitely my mum. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And finally, someone who you think, famous or not, we should get on the podcast here and interview.
Oh wow. Okay.
Who would you like to listen to?
My favorite musician, and it's got a lot to do, is Cat Stevens.
Yes.
Cat Stevens, listen to his life story, how he went from being a Christian to a Muslim because what happened to him in the sea one day, and obviously he's back to it, and you listen to his lyrics and that kind of stuff. So
that's a great answer.
Yeah. And look, I think that's the music. That's what gets him. It's got to do with a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
The best thing I do know, I listen to a lot of Greek music in the car. No one knows what I'm talking about. Not even my wife. But yeah, just a lot of Greek lyrics. It's so, and I think it's got a lot to do with how we grow up as well. When you listen to a Greek song, it's so about true life. It's not, when you write a song and it's all about the experience, but there's like more about life as well, and it just, I don't know, connects me. Listen to the sort of Greek lyrics, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, Cat Stevens' lyrics on his songs, it's one of the best songs I ever liked. It's Father and Son.
Yeah.
And, I still listen to it today. So yeah.
Do you think your people can get in touch with his people for me?
Yeah, I'll see how I go. I did have when I saw him live, I did have an autograph, and I saw him. My wife bought it for my 50th birthday. First row. It was amazing. Best Christmas, best birthday person ever. Yeah. Amazing, man. But,
Dimmy, this has been special, and I really, really appreciate it. It's been a great chat. So thank you so much for coming on, and we'll just see where it goes.
No worries.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you being my friend. Thank you being beside me when I do all those sort of things. And, thanks for believing in me and inviting me in here.
It's an absolute pleasure, man. That was another episode of the Success Times Happiness podcast. If you're listening to this at a bar, having a ginger beer, or any beer of that matter, feel free to let the person next to you know all about us. Until next time, peace.